Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monk here. This is going to be The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 movie review. A whole lot of stuff to talk about. This movie was incredible. Just for, the short version, it's incredible. Long version, I'm going to talk about in a second. But if you guys don't want to hear anything, then spoiler alert, because I'm going to be getting into some big spoilers from the movie. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so starting from the biggest stuff to the littlest stories, all that stuff that I do in my other videos, I'm going to talk about stuff that happened with Pita and Katniss first, then I'm going to get into my top 3 action sequences. There was some cool stuff in here. Then I'm going to get on to, highlights, stuff that I didn't talk about, and then I'm going to get on to the ending and talk about that awesome ending. So let's talk about it. So let's start with Pita and what's going on with him. So basically, we pick up where we left off with Katniss being choked. Not exactly, not right when she's being choked, but we see her vocal cords are messed up. Her throat is horribly looks crazy. It's just crazy. This is, we see her slowly develop getting her voice back, and we also see Pita slowly develop to getting back to normal. Now, one thing is that I'm glad that they didn't make this a big story. For instance, if they would have concentrated a lot on Pita, actually attacking Katniss and doing all that stuff that he did in the movie, I wouldn't have liked it, because one, it probably would have messed up with the beat. It probably would have, the movie would have been longer, probably, because it would have been focusing a lot on Pita. Then, it would have been one of those annoying stories where, oh my gosh, Katniss, I have to, get over this thing that I have. And it would just get really long and boring and annoying. And then 3, it would kind of overshadow the ending, because I feel like the ending, with Pita, the future ending with, Pita and Katniss, they're probably married. I didn't think I saw a ring on Katniss, but I don't know. They're probably married, but they're married and have kids, which we're going to talk about later on. So it probably would have overshadowed that ending, and overshadowed all the other things in the movie. We had some deaths in this movie. We had a whole bunch of things that it would have overshadowed. So I'm glad they didn't focus too much on Pita exactly, and just kept it really simple with him. We saw him develop. He still fought with, attacked Katniss once in a while, but we didn't focus too much on that. So I was glad that they kind of stuck to the, plan and did everything great. Now, let's talk about the top 3 action sequences that we're going to be talking about, because they were amazing. So basically, in this movie, there are the 3 big action sequences that I love, or the ones I saw. I think there was just 3. I can't remember exactly. It was last night, so I don't remember a lot of the movies. That's why I don't like too much of going to the movies, because it's I forget a lot of stuff that happens the next day. But basically, the action sequences, let's talk about them. So top 3. So number 3, the Rebels versus the Sludge. Now this is one thing that I really like. The whole, the black venomous looking sludge. It looks like Venom from Marvel. I don't even know. But he kind of, the sludge just keeps going, and if you touch the sludge, you die. Now one of the things that, I went with Caden, my friend, and Lane, my brother. I went with them. And Caden said that was one of his favorite parts, when when you touch the sludge, you die, and you get all tangled up or whatever. The one guy that died, yeah, he got tangled up in a bunch of webs or whatever. It was crazy. And so the funny thing is that when they got that was when Pita attacked Katniss as well. But the funny thing is that when they got up to the top of that one building, if it would have gone up a few inches more, they probably would have died. So I don't know, but they were safe though, so it's really good. If that would have gone all the way up, they probably would have died, but I don't know. It was really good. But anyway, yeah, that was one of the action sequences that I really liked. Now, number 2, the Rebels versus the Mutts, I believe that's what Pita called them, the Mutts or whatever, the gray monsters that went after them in the sewers. Now, this is when they were going through the sewers because they couldn't go up top because of the pods. Now, those things we saw earlier, the booby traps at in the Capitol. So they went underground in the sewer. Big jump scare happened. I jumped out of my seat. I was like, okay, this is scary. Big jump scene. The crazy creatures came in, and they almost killed everybody. Now, this is where we see R.I.P. Finnick Odair. Yes, Finnick died. Now, I was kind of expecting, if not the main, Gale, the main 3, Katniss, Gale, Pita, if not any of them to die, then the supporting characters, as in maybe Haymitch or someone. Haymitch didn't die, which I was glad to see, but Finnick was, one of my favorite characters, along with Joanne. Joanne's a really cool character, I really like her, and also Prim, R.I.P. for her too, but I'm going to talk about that later on. So we got to see that Finnick did pass away, and that was after he got married to Annie, I believe her name was, Annie, yeah, and so yeah, it was really sad to see that, but Finnick died, and It was sad. I really think that, like, one of the things is that I feel like they didn't do was, like, properly do the deaths, because the deaths were amazing, and I liked how they visually looked, but it's like, they didn't do a memorial, or they didn't do a remembrance, or whatever, like, of anybody who died. Like, Finnick died, Boggs died, the one commander that we saw, the new character, she died, like, it was like Prim died. Like, why are they not having a memorial or something? Like, why aren't they doing that? Like, Pita buried, like, or Pita planted Prim roses, but, like, for Prim Rose, you see what I'm doing there? But it's like, that's it. It's like they didn't get, like, a big send-off or, like, a big memorial or whatever it is that they need to do. They didn't do that. Like, a funeral? I don't know. But Finnick did pass away, and it was really sad. Now, on to number 1, Katniss versus the bombings. So this was a big thing that we saw in the movie. This was, like, pretty much the stopping point of all the crazy war junk. It was, like, I loved everything that they were doing, like, the strategy they were planning, how to get across the capital. That was really fun. But it's like, the thing is, it all stopped after these bombings. So, they were she was on her way to Snow's mansion, and, of course, we lost Gale into that crowd, or whatever, and so she was there, and that's after they visited Tigris as well, which we'll talk about later on as well. And they got there, or she got there, I keep saying they. Katniss got in there, and it started happening. The bombings came down, and then we saw craziness. The parachutes from the Hunger Games, like the actual games, came down and blew everything. Like, it just like... And then, get this, the medics came. Prim was one of the medics, of course. We know that. And so it's like, boom, another explosion. Katniss is on fire. We think she's dead or whatever. I know, obviously she wasn't dead because the movie would be over then, and that wouldn't make sense. But the big explosion happened. Prim died. R.I.P. Prim. And it was just like, what? Like, what the heck? So that's one of the things I also didn't like. It was like, R.I.P. Prim, because she died, and it was so sad, and they kind of brushed over her death. So it's kind of like, okay, what do we do now? Like, Pita planted the roses, like I said, but it's like, that's not big of a remembrance. You need to have like a funeral or something. Let's get real here. And then Katniss has that big outburst later on in the film with Buttercup, I believe, is the cat's name, with Prim's cat, and she has that outburst, which is crazy. And so I hope that she keeps the cat for as long as she can. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if the cat was still alive all these years, and like, at the ending where Katniss was like with the kids? That would've been cool. But I don't think that the cat made it that long. But still, like, holding that cat is maybe the remembrance of Prim. But R.I.P. Prim and Finnick as well. So, yeah. Alright, now on to the highlights of the film that I didn't talk about already. Highlights of the film, we got Haymitch and Effie there. And one of the things I didn't like about this film particularly is that they didn't get big scenes. It's like what? Like, they didn't get that big of, like, thing, because I expected this is the final Hunger Games, obviously, which is super sad. Ooh, it's super sad, but I expected them to have, like, really big parts in this, and they barely were seen at all in this film, so, I don't know. We also got Plutarch stuff as well. Let's see, Tigris, another character that we've never seen. I don't know if we've seen her before, because Katniss mentioned that she was a, designer in the games, but we never saw her, so I guess we're seeing her now. And then, of course, we got all the other characters that we met in Mockingjay Part 1. They're back, of course, we already knew that. So yeah, overall it was pretty good for the highlights as well. I don't think there was any more that I could think of right now. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think I brushed over anything else. Let me check here. Well, I think I got all my highlights settled. So now on to the ending. So of course we know that basically Coin was villain. Kind of. She was kind of villain. Coin kind of did the whole villainous thing. And then she wanted to do another Hunger Games. Obviously, that can't happen. Like, that couldn't have happened. And then Katniss, of course, was supposed to assassinate Snow. And then she assassinated Coin. So Coin was dead. And then Snow died because of the riots that killed him. So he was dead as well. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. I thought it was really just the craziest thing. And then, of course, we got the other endings with Gale ending going off to District 2. We also got Katniss's mom. She's a medic of some sorts, I think. And then, of course, we got Pita and Katniss later on in the future. I think married. I think they got married. Yeah, pretty much. They are married with children. With a son, it seems. Like a son. Yeah, a son. Looks to be around 5, 6, I think, 4. I don't know. Somewhere in that era. And then, of course, Katniss, with her baby, of course, as well. So it was pretty good. So, overall, this film killed everyone. Like, overall, this film was amazing. I think that it's bittersweet because, 1, it was a great movie. 2, this is the end of the Hunger Games. So I'm really sad about that. Now, I do hope Jennifer Lawrence goes on to do a lot more, as well as Josh Hutcherson. Like, what is he gonna do? Because, like, I just want to know, like, what is the cast gonna do now after these amazing 4 movies? And I hope Jennifer Lawrence doesn't just do comedy. Like, I think that the movie she's going to be in with Amy Schumer might be a comedy. I'm not really sure. I hope she does more drama because she's perfect at both. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So comment down below what you guys thought of the movie. Did you guys love this movie? Did you think it could have been better? What action sequence was your favorite? Which character death did you think was your favorite, I guess? Links up there to my other movie reviews. Also, links down there to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Vine, and my vlog channel. Caden just texted me about the thumbnail that I chose for his Batman Arkham City walkthrough. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link in my vlog channel vlog. Tonight is going to be a vlog, and you guys can go to my vlog channel. Like I said, that's in the description below. You guys can check out my vlog, and then you can go to Cade's channel and check out his Batman Arkham City walkthrough part 2. So yeah, but thanks guys for watching, liking for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.